Alright, I'm back out here today with this Smith & Wesson Pro Series 986. It's a 9mm revolver. Previously, I don't know, about a couple months ago, I did a review video on this. I'll put a link to that in the description if you want to check out the original review video. But in that video, we were shooting 115 grain ammunition, and I was not... I wasn't impressed with the accuracy, to say the least, but I had done some research that these should do better with 147 grain. So that's what we're going to do today. I got these 147 grain by Winchester, and these are actually the jacketed hollow points. So that's what I'll be shooting through it. Okay, so hopefully it'll group those good. Like I said, if you want to see how it originally shot with the 115s that it didn't like, link in the description. There's some stipulation online. 9mm is .355 caliber, and there's some stipulation that this is chambered in 38 special or 357 barrel size, which would be .357, I believe, and it needs to be .355 for 9mm bullets. So if that is in fact the case, that this is .357 instead of .355, then it's not going to shoot 9mm bullets the greatest. I wouldn't think Smith would do that, but you know, that's circulating out there on the internet, and maybe it's true, I don't know. But if that was the case, it would shoot 147s better because they're longer, so they wouldn't kind of like wobble around in the barrel as much. But regardless of what's true or not true, we're going to try these 147s today, and hopefully she likes them and will group a lot tighter for us. So this is basically just an accuracy test video. So for the last time, well, probably not the last time, I remind you guys to get at the end of the video, but if you want to see how it was shooting with the lighter loads, link in the description to the original review video. My paint can's giving me crap. I was just going to use the gong both times like in the review video, but it's not wanting to paint very well. But I did manage to get it painted up, so I'm going to save that for 50 yards. So down here currently at 25 yards, I'm going to take some shots on that target there and see where she's printing before we attempt 50 yards again. Don't move, or that's going to wiggle that. These are just winging it shots to see where it's printing on the paper. Make sure you stay tuned for the 50-yard shots. Alright, now I was just winging these down here. I wasn't trying to be super precise or anything because it's, well, 25 yards, it's close range for me, so I could have cut that in half, but I just wanted to make sure we were on paper here because I'm going to take this gong out 50 yards, and then I will, you know, I'm going to actually lay prone on a rest and whatnot and try to group it nice and tight. If I remember correctly, though, that's already looking better. So that was just winging them down here at 25 yards. Like in the review video, it was off to one side, probably the right, if I remember correctly. It's obviously shooting off the right now. So we do need a little tweak there. I might give it a little tweak before I go 50 yards on this to make sure it stays on the plate. But I mean, there's my hand, and I have small hands, guys, so that's probably about 5 inches there. And like I said, I was just winging them down here. If I was actually like, you know, off a rest or something, that group would be half that size. I was just winging them. So with that said, hopefully we'll come in about that size, maybe smaller if we're lucky at 50 yards. Now that I'm actually going to use a rest and see how tight I can get it to group. But it looks promising so far. We'll see. All right, I adjusted the sights off camera, so I got it pretty well lined up there at 25 yards. So now I got the gong out there at 50. I put a little red dot in the middle, that way I have something to aim at. I'm just going to hold 6 o'clock on that red dot, and hopefully we get a decent group at 50 yards this time. I'm just going to get comfortable down here, get this balled up and whatever to give me a nice good rest. I'm going to prone out, so it'll be nice and steady for those 50-yard shots, just like last time. But last time they were all over the plate, so anything better than last time is a victory. But I'm going to have you guys zoomed in on the plate down there so you can see what's going on. All right, I think that was all 6, and as you can see there, I didn't miss any. Now in the review video, I missed several because it was all over the plate, and some of them were so far off it was missing the plate, but we got a contact on every one of those. Now that wasn't my absolute best shooting. That little red dot, for one, I can't even see the white plate. It's probably easy for you guys to see on here, but with the sun shining on the grass like that and whatnot, I can't even really see the white plate, so it's a good thing I put that red dot on it. But that red dot, okay, the width of that red dot is about 1/3 the width of what the front sight appears to be at that distance. So the front sight is 3 times larger this way than that dot is. So it is a very small target I'm aiming at. So I'm sure the gun could do better than whatever I did, but let's go down there and see what I did. It's definitely better than last time. And I know what you might be thinking, well, I just adjusted the sight, so that's probably why you were missing last time. No, because I actually painted the dot off to the left side last time because I knew it was shooting off to the right. And some of them even missed clear off to the left, and some of them missed low, some of them missed right. They were just all over the place. So we got much better results here today. And it looks like, yeah, other than I had a high flyer there, that's a decent group. That's what I was looking for. I don't know if there was more than one that went high there. But like I said, I couldn't even see this plate, and this is just a very teeny tiny red dot out there, and the blade was like this wider than I can stretch my fingers actually on it. The edge of the front sight was like here and there on that dot. So I think that's just one shot. Hopefully it is. So that, especially if it's one shot, was definitely me. But you can see we got a nice little group here. So it's still slightly right, so I'm going to give it another click or so, and it'll be dead on there at 50 yards. But yeah, that's what we're looking for there. And like I said, it can do better than that. You can see how it's mostly up and down, more so than left and right. So the up and down is just me and not getting quite the same 6 o'clock hold on this. You know, sometimes the blade would be here, sometimes it might be here, sometimes it might be there. So that's why you're getting an up and down string there, which proves that it'll actually shoot tighter than that, if not for the human error there. Plus, it wasn't a perfectly good rest. You know, I had some movement, and like I said, it was really difficult to see the target. And I mean, look at that, one mistake, hopefully just the one. And I mean, that's 4 inches up and down string, and a maximum of probably 2.5, 2 3/4 there, left and right. So like I said, I probably caused the up and down. So you're looking at, you know, a 2.5 inch group down here minimum is what that thing's capable of with those 147s, because I know it'll shoot better than what I just did there. So there you go. If you happen to have saw the first one and you thought it was just me that I sucked, I just proved that I don't. So like I said in the review video, it did not like the ammo, and we proved that here today. She redeemed herself. So if you guys have one of these, definitely put 147s through her. That's what she likes. I appreciate you stopping by, checking out this redemption video. If you guys want to get any of the products you see me use in the videos, safety glasses, earmuffs, target stands, steel targets, and more, links are in the description. If you got one of these, let me know down in the comments below how yours shoots and what ammo it prefers, but I would have to go with it likes 147 grain, and it does pretty good with these cheapo Winchesters. These things are like, well, depending on how bad you're getting gouged, you know, they're like 50 to 60 cents per shot for hollow points, if you know where to go to get them. So. And lastly, once again, for the final time, if you want to see the original review video and see just how terrible it was with the 115 grains, link in the description for the original review video. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to catch you on the next one.